It's the home of the Celtics here in Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live. Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. So for the Celtics, their last game a win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
It's one thing to play inspired defense in that situation, but to get in that kind of offensive rhythm away from home, phenomenal.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Pistons, Johnson and Harris are at the forward spots. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. And it's Drummond in at the center, filling out the middle. And Baines kicks to Irving. And here's Brown outside. And again, here's Baines. Makes it off the glass.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Jackson dishes to Harris. Inside. Outside for Jackson. Here's Johnson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and two shots coming up.
And you look back to that Big Three era in Boston. You know, the Celtics have not been shy about aggressively trading to reshape this roster. You know, they've made a rapid rebuild that's really the envy of a lot of teams around our league.
And Baines kicks to Brown. It's stolen by Johnson. And here comes the break. And stolen by Horford. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And stolen by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Poor timing on that play causes the turnover.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Horford the pass to Baines. Over Drummond. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Johnson kicks to Drummond. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Drummond's got his first bucket in this one.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Horford dishes to Tatum. There's Brown with the three. Kept alive by Boston. Fires from deep. Pass to Horford. In the corner, Irving with it. And finally, that one's good.
Whether it's scoring, passing, or just acting as a decoy, his value to this team cannot be understated.
From past the arc. Boston getting another chance here. And Baines kicks to Irving. The Celtics working the ball around now. The second chance effort. It's hauled in by Harris.
He got a good look from the mid-range area. He needs to shoot this one with more confidence.
Here's Johnson. And Baines pulls it down.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
I like the aggressive move on the layup attempt, but the defender, he just stayed right with him.
Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. Good on the bucket. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. And with all the young, talented players in the NBA, so much upside for the league, for the individuals, for the team, Smitty. Which players do you think have just scratched the surface of their potential?
I think a guy you look at is Kristaps Porzingis. I think Joel Embiid. I look at Jabari Parker, another guy. I think Julius Randle with the Lakers is a guy who's just scratching that surface. Those guys have a chance to be great.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Ojale is checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Tatum. Smart's checked in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Irving.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far. I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Horford kicks to Morris. Smart passes to Morris. Here's Ojale, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from three.
Smith kicks to Marjanovic. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And last season, the final season for the Pistons, Smitty, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, as much as you love the new arena, it's always sad to say goodbye to an old friend. What was it like playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Steve, when you were in the game?
You know, I loved it because I'm from Detroit, the hometown, and those guys had that place rocking. It was state of the art when they first built it. But if you look right now, is because I'm a Detroit native, they're playing inside of Detroit. The pass is a pass, but it was a great pass.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
So Horford gets 2.
It's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now here's Lure. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. 6 to shoot. Smith with it, and it's Horford picking him up. And stolen by Horford. Smart kicks to Rozier. Out to Morris. This one for 3. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
I mean, clearly not on the same page right there. You hate to give away possessions.
Five seconds left here in the first quarter. Fires the 3. Nice shot by Smart. And so the first quarter is in the books. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And what do you guys think about... Here's Smith. You know, Stephen, I think of Stan Van Gundy, I think of versatile, because we all know he's the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, but he's in charge of all their personnel moves, too. This guy's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you start to look at it, he's wearing 2 hats. And one thing, he's doing a good job trying to run his organization from a management standpoint and also from a coaching standpoint. So far, so good for Stan.
Marcus Morris is out there with Ojale. Then there's Smart. Then there's Horford. And it's Rozier in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Swiped it away. Celtics leading by 5. Here's Smart. Again, the Celtics good for 2. And it's Detroit's ball. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And I know the defense defense wasn't great, but yet and still their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Tolliver for three. They get it back. Smith dishes to Bradley. Inside, Lure. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Pistons trailed by 4. Galloway kicks to Bradley. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Kyrie Irving's checked in for the Celtics. And then for Detroit, Andre Drummond comes in for John Lure. And it's Stanley Johnson in for Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. On the wing, Johnson. Over Tatum. And Drummond kicks to Bradley. Galloway, the pass to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And Bradley gets it to go.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there.
Irving kicks to Morris. The pass to Irving. From deep three-point range. Here's Bradley. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And it's a three-point Piston lead.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. Smart leading the charge. And that one's good, Irving.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open three.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And how about the reaction time on D there? Almost comes up with the pick.
You know, these are the little plays that can add up when you look over the course of a game.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Boston. Brown comes in for Tatum. Tobias Harris is checked in for Detroit. Jackson comes in for Langston Galloway. Here's Smart. Here's the three. The kick out to Brown. Buries the long-range jumper. Brown's got his first 3 points of the game.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside, and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
And Drummond throws it down.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Al Horford, he's checked in for Morris. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Marcus Smart. Detroit also making some changes. John Lure, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. And Smith subbed in for Bradley. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call, foul on Boston. For Detroit, they have been half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
Rozier kicks to Brown. Down the way from Irving for 3. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way. Steve, so let me ask you this. Do players consciously think about, I need a couple free throws, I need a couple of layups, I got to get a couple of shots per quarter? I mean, do they try to plot and plan an individual quarter like that and how they're going to score in different ways?
You're totally right, Kevin. The reason why is because as a 2-guard back in the day, if I could get to the free throw line and put a foul on the guy that's guarding me, that loses up his defensive mentality. He's not as aggressive. And then now I know when I get to the bonus, I can drive it. He's either going to let me go or I can create contact and get to that line. You want to score easy, and that's how most scorers do. They really score easy. We just kind of applaud them when they're knocking down threes and big shots.
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. Inside, it's Harris and Drummond. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. Irving kicks to Brown. Great D that time from Johnson. On the wing, Johnson. It's stolen by Brown. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And there's the bucket from Tatum.
A beautiful pass to lead his teammate right to the hoop.
And it's Bradley off the drive. Out to Harris. Another 3 for Detroit.
I tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Baines. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Drummond is just to Jackson. Kicks it to Bradley. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. It's stolen by Johnson. Bradley against Brown. Harris kicks to Johnson. There's Jackson with the 3. Here's Drummond. No good on the shot. And the Celtics going the other way now. Jackson against Irving. And Baines kicks to Irving. Back to Baines. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Drummond. Outside Bradley. Good work defensively by Horford. Celtics trail by 8. And here's Brown outside. Hands it from downtown. Brown's got 6.
If you relax on him out there, he's going to make you pay every time.
Well, you know the Stan Van Gundy team is going to be a disciplined team, and the Pistons were no exception last night.
Totally. This or give up the ball easily. Minimal turnovers per possession, second in the league. They close out well and they rebound well. Both sides of a team that has the fundamentals down.
Timeout.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Ojale is checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Al Horford. Smart's checked in for Tatum. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm. And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Lure. Off the mark and a bad shot there. Celtics trailed by 7. Brown the pass to Rozier. And there's the feed to Brown. He dishes it to Morris. Pass to Ojale. Nice ball movement by Boston. They get it again. The kick out to Brown. Bangs home the trifecta. Brown's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Boston. Stolen by Smart. Brown outside. Here's Rozier. Out to Morris. The tray. Rebounded by the Pistons. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And it's Smith, top of the key. Over in the corner. Lure. Pass to Galloway. On the wing, Harris. Shoots over Brown. Here's Marjanovic. Drops in the layup for 2. Marjanovic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Celtics trailed by 6. This is the 4 with Horford in the middle. Smart and Brown outside on the wings. And it's Rozier in at the point guard position. That's the Boston 5.
And how unique is this situation for the Celtics? I mean, one of the best teams in the league, and yet at the same time, still drafting top picks. You know, the after effects of a trade with the Nets that quite honestly will go down as one of the league's all-time heights.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
Very nearly stolen. There's no need to force that pass.
And the Pistons, entirely new group now out there.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
You look at that lead pass there. He just has such a great feel for the game.
Pistons leading by 4. And as the Nets struggle to rebuild without the draft picks, Greg, their losses have been Boston's game.
Yeah, the rich get richer. I mean, meanwhile, the Celtics sign all-star caliber veterans like Al Horford and Gordon Hayward on the open market. And it's just rare for a team to have the best record in the conference and land the #1 overall pick. Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Aaron Baines comes in for Marcus Morris. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Irving kicks to Horford. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. That one is off.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Tatum, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. Jackson dishes to Johnson. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
You know, this is a time when you don't have to force anything. You're in command of this game. Lazy defense against a good score turns out not to matter.
Drummond a screen. Bradley passes to Drummond. Good work defensively by Horford.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Here's Irving. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Andre Drummond picks one up. Free throw, good, Irving. And so Irving nails both of them.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Trying his luck deep. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
And that one's good, Irving.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
That's getting it done. He's turning it up a notch now that things are getting heated.
From 10 feet out, here's Drummond. Out to Harris. A 3-ball. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. And that's now 10 points for Tobias Harris.
The defender was pretty much helpless right there. His man had a clear height advantage, and he got the exact kind of shot he wanted.
Irving drives in. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
So for the Pistons, Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Drummond. Reggie Bullock comes in for Stanley Johnson. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
Beasting on defense. First he closes out hard on the shooter, then he attacks the glass. Filthy.
Tatum kicks to Baines. Misses it from 7 feet out.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're down by 6. 1:44 left in the 4th.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
A different look here for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for Tolliver. Johnson comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Langston Galloway. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He said we've got to pick it up right here, right now. If we're going to win this game, we have to take control. This is the time. Kevin.
So it gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Tatum dishes to Irving. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Bradley passes to Johnson. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Back to Jackson. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
I mean, clearly not on the same page right there. You hate to give away possessions.
Irving from long range. Count it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Jackson kicks to Bradley. The dish to Drummond, and it's stolen by Horford. He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And he makes both free throws.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a 1-possession ball game.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Irving is just to Horford. Outside Irving. Just 5 to shoot. It's Drummond with the drive. Sinks it.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're behind by 5. 3 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
You know, this part of the game, focus on good execution. The rest will take care of itself.
And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K